Yes, hello everyone. How are you all? I hope you are enjoying the class today, and also I hope you are enjoying the holiday. Okay, and I had said to you that I will take your online class from the in the holiday, but due to this technical fault, I have not taken your class. But today from the we will take your class with the chapter 3. Okay, and your chapter name is water. Okay, and I will send all the videos in your WhatsApp group, and also I will send your the PDF in your WhatsApp group. So only you will focus on the concept. Okay, and your chapter is water, chapter 3, and I discuss and I explain your chapter number 1 and chapter number 12. But today we will discuss chapter number 3, water. You know very well the chemical formula of the water is H2O, and it is a structure of the water, and H2O contain the hydrogen and the oxygen, and it also contain the two lone pair. You know very well about the lone pair. Lone pair is an electron which does not take part in the bond formation. So, and it is a H, and it is what? O, and it is H, and it is a lone pair electron. You know very well molecular mass of water. Molecular mass of water is 18 to, you know very well, molecular mass of the atomic mass of hydrogen 2 and the oxygen 16. 2 into 1 plus 16 is equals to 18. And you know very well also formula of the heavy water. Heavy water D2O, and D2O heavy water is made up of from the isotope of the hydrogen is a D for deuterium. You know very well that there are the three isotope of hydrogen. One is the protium, second is the deuterium, and third is a tritium. And the molecular mass of the heavy water is what? 20. And pH value of pure water is 7, means neutral in nature. There is no acidic or basic in nature in a water, and water is one of the most important and the abundant substance needed by the living beings. You know very well that water is a what? Water is one of the most abundant substance needed by the living beings, means that without water you cannot survive on the earth. Clear everyone? And next point is your water consists of the two atoms. Water consists of two atoms of the hydrogen and one atom of oxygen. And water is a compound, not a element. So always keep in the mind that water is a what? Water is a compound, not a element, and it is also considered as a water is also considered as a solvent. So I hope you understood everything. Clear everyone? Yes. So get on the next slide. About 70% of Earth's surface is covered with the water, and about 70% weight of human body is water, means that about 70% of the weight of the human body is made up of water. And next, green vegetable contains about 80 to 90% water, and milk contain about 80% water by weight. So means all substance contain the amount of water in the different percent. Similarly, dry cereals contains the about 4% of water, and water is also used in the agriculture and the industry. You know very well that water is a what? Precious substance. Without water you cannot live on the earth. And the water also have the different physical property and the different chemical property. First of all, we will discuss occurrence of the water, means the where the water are found and in which form, in which state. First in the free state and second is a combined state. There are the in the two form water found. First free state and second is a combined state. In the free state, water exists in the three form: solid, liquid and gas. You know very well about the ice. Ice is a what? Ice is a solid, and solid means ice is a water, form of water which exists in the form of solid. Also the snow, frost and liquid, river water, lake water, underground water, it is also form of a water which exists in the liquid state. And next, vapor, steam and clouds, it is also form of water which exists in the gas. Clear everyone? And next is your state, combined state, means the water is also found in the combined state. First, water occurs in the all the matters, means the living matters, that means the plants and the animals. I have discussed earlier ki about the 70% of our surface is covered with the water, and our body is also made up of the about 70% weight of the human body is a water, means the in the combined state water also found in the form of what? Plants and the animals. Get on the next slide. Physical state of matter. Physical state of matter, and the physical state of matter exists in the three form. Water exists in three form: first solid, liquid and the gas, and it is also called what? Vapor. You know very well the water generally found in the normally in the liquid state. It does not found in the solid form or in the vapor form. So normally water are found in the liquid state. You know very well, and the form of the water you can change by the applying the temperature and the pressure. It can be changed from the one state to the another state by the changing of the temperature and the pressure. When you will change the temperature, means the increasing the temperature of the water, then it will convert it into the gas. But when you decreasing the temperature, water vapor converted into the liquid, and again you are lowering the temperature, then the liquid converted into the ice. You know very well the process. By the different process, water you can convert it into the different state. For example, ice on heating you can convert it the ice into water. When you will apply the more heat, then the melting, then it will convert it into the water vapor. On decreasing the temperature, water vapor converted into water, and the water converted into the ice. So clear everyone? Yes or no? If any problem, if any doubt, so please comments. Okay? Yes. Water on heating boils at 100 degrees Celsius. You know very well the BP of the water, 100 degrees Celsius at the atmospheric pressure. You know very well the value of the atmospheric pressure is the 1 atm. 1 atm, and 1 atm is also is equals to the 760 mm pressure of mercury, and it is converted rapidly into the gaseous state called the steam. Clear everyone? And the steam also called vapor. It is also called vapor or the water vapor. So water vapor, on applying the temperature 100 degrees Celsius, it converted into steam. And when you the decreasing the temperature means the by the process of condensation you can convert the steam into water. But when steam is cooled, then condensate into the water. Clear everyone? You know, you have studied in the lower section about the change state of the matter, solid into liquid, liquid into gases by the different process: melting, boiling, vaporization, evaporation, condensation and the freezing. Get on the next point. When water is cooled, its volume is reduced. Okay, when water is cooled, then its volume is reduced and continuously like the volume of all other liquids, but below the 4 degrees Celsius. Note this point. But below 4 degrees Celsius, its volume is start expanding, and the 0 degree it changes to the solid. So note this point, 4 degrees Celsius mean the when water is cooled at its volume is firstly reduced continuously like the volume of all the other liquid, but below the 4 degrees Celsius its volume is start expanding. Okay, and the 0 degree Celsius it changes to into the solid. Clear everyone? Yes. Get on the next point. Thus water has the maximum density. And the minimum volume at the 4 degree Celsius. So note this point in a mind. Okay, the water has the maximum density and the minimum value at 4 degrees Celsius. At this temperature means the below 4 degrees Celsius or above the 4 degrees Celsius, its density will be minimum. Clear everyone? And get on the next topic, latent heat of fusion of ice. What is the latent heat? Latent means the hidden heat. Which type of heat? Hidden heat. You know very well the latent heat are of two types. One is the latent heat of fusion and second is the latent heat of vaporization. So first we will discuss latent heat of the fusion of ice. When 1 gram of the water frozen, it releases 80 calories of the heat called the latent heat of the fusion, and the same amount of the heat is absorbed when 1 gram of ice melt at a 0 degree Celsius into water, and this heat is called what? Latent heat of fusion of ice. Clear everyone? And get on next point, above and below 4 degrees Celsius. Sorry for the interrupt to you and disturb. And the above and the below 4 degrees Celsius, then density of water is less and the volume is more than at any temperature. So clear? Note this point कि maximum density at a 4 degree Celsius and the minimum volume, and above the 4 degree Celsius and below the 4 degree Celsius the density and the volume will be the minimum or maximum respectively. And next point, water is the only liquid which expand on cooling. It was also note in the point, keep in mind, water is the only liquid which expand on cooling. Get on next slide. This is a word. This is the anomalous behavior of water. This is the anomalous behavior of water, and this anomalous behavior of water also protect the life of plants and the animals living the underwater in the extreme cold. Okay, for example, fish, do you know very well, fish can live in the denser water at a 4 degrees Celsius by staying at the bottom of the pond even when it is has the frozen to and the appreciable depth. So clear? Okay, always keep in the mind कि maximum density of the water found at the 4 degree Celsius and the minimum volume at the 4 degree Celsius. Get on the next topic. Next topic is your contribution of the scientists. Contribution of the scientists in the discovery of water. You know very well the discovery of water. Henry Cavendish and the English chemist, he prepared the what? He prepared the water in the 1781 by igniting the two volume of hydrogen and one volume of oxygen with the electric spark. Then means the hydrogen combined with the oxygen on applying the electric spark, then he obtained the what? Water. Clear? Who prepared the water? Henry Cavendish. In which year? 1781. And he also showed that the water is a not element, but it is a what? Compound of the hydrogen and oxygen and combined in the ratio of the 2:1. So always keep in mind he said that what? He also showed that the water is a compound, not a element, and water is a compound and compound is made up of the hydrogen and the oxygen, which is combined in the ratio of the 2:1. In 1783 Lavoisier proved that the water is a what? Chemical compound, and which is made up of the 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom and combined in the 2:1. That's why always the ratio of hydrogen and oxygen is 2:1. Get on next point. Water as a compound. Water as a compound. If hydrogen is burned in oxygen or exploded with it, any water is produced. Means when hydrogen is react with the oxygen, then it will form the water, and on the again the electric applying, then it will dissociate into the again hydrogen and oxygen. Means hydrogen and oxygen can be reproduced by the electrolysis of the acidified water. Clear everyone? Get on the next point. Water as a universal solvent. Water as a universal solvent means you know very well the solvent. Solvent means anything which is dissolved in it is called what? Solvent. An important property of water. It is an important property of water is its ability to dissolve many substances. You know very well the water dissolve the hardest rock, also the dissolve the minerals, also dissolve the food, and also dissolve the what? Carbon dioxide, oxygen, gases dissolve in the water. That's why aquatic animals survive in water. If the carbon dioxide, oxygen are not dissolved in the water, means aquatic animal cannot survive in the water. Next point is your importance of dissolved solid. Importance of the dissolved solid and the gases in water. What? Water provide the what? When the dissolved solid or in gases in water provides the taste. When anything dissolve in the water, it provide the taste and also provide the essential mineral needed our body, and also supply the essential nutrients needed by the plants for their growth and the development. So clear everyone? I hope you are understood. Yes or no? Yes. Get on the next topic. Dissolve air in water. What are the advantages of the dissolve air in water? It provides the oxygen for the respiration in aquatic animal. You know very well, it is a formula of glucose. When the dissolve with the oxygen, then it will what? Give the carbon dioxide, water and energy. When the dissolve air in water, it provides the what? It provides the oxygen. Next point, provides carbon dioxide to aquatic plant to make their food by the process of photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide, when the carbon dioxide mix with the water in the presence of the chlorophyll, then it will form the what? C6H12O6. It is a formula of glucose and the oxygen, and oxygen is a byproduct of the photosynthesis process. Next point is your carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide dissolve in a water and also helps in the marine animal to form hard shell of their protection. You know very well that some aquatic animals live in the water. So it will means the aquatic animal or the marine animal to form the hard shell of their protection. Means animals wants the protect from the enemy by the formation of protective layer. When the calcium carbonate, water and the carbon dioxide, then it will form the what? Calcium hydrogen carbonate, and it protect from the enemy. Clear everyone? Get on the next topic. Next topic is your physical property of water. Okay, there are the two types of the properties of water. First is the physical property of water, and the second is the chemical properties of water. So first we will discuss the physical property of water. First, nature of water. You know very well, the water is a pure water is a clear, transparent, tasteless and the odorless liquid. Okay, the nature of the water is what? Pure water is a clear, transparent, tasteless and the odorless liquid. And the second density, and you know very well the density of water is a maximum at a 4 degrees Celsius. I have discussed in the previous slide. So at a 4 degrees Celsius, density of water is maximum, but above and the below, density of water is a lower. And the conductivity of water, and there are the two types of the conductivity of water. One is the thermal conductivity, second is a electrical conductivity. Pure water is a bad conductor of heat, whereas the pure water is also bad conductor of electricity. Means the both pure water are the bad conductor for the electricity as well as the thermal conductivity. Get on the next point. Boiling point. You know, short form of the boiling point called the BP. You know very well the BP of water is the 100 degrees Celsius at the atmospheric pressure 760 mm of Hg, and the BP of the any substance directly proportional to the atmospheric pressure. Means the on applying the atmospheric pressure, when you will increase the atmospheric pressure, then the BP will be increases. On decreasing the atmospheric pressure, the BP will be decreases. Okay, and the water on cooling first contract, but at a 4 degrees Celsius it start expanding till it freezes into solid ice at a 0 degrees Celsius. This is called the anomalous expansion of water. So keep in mind this point कि water on cooling first contract, but at a 4 degrees Celsius it start the expanding. पहले क्या करता है water? First of all it contract at a 4 degrees Celsius. But after the 4 degrees Celsius, it start the expanding until it freezes into the solid ice at a 0 degrees Celsius. This is called the anomalous expansion of air. Clear everyone? And the presence of the impurities increases the BP of water. Okay, when you will dissolve anything in the water, then the BP of the water will be increases. Okay, get on the next point. Freezing point, it is also called in short form FP, freezing point. And pure water freezes at a 0 degree Celsius. You know very well, the pure water freezes at a 0 degree Celsius and the pressure 760 mm of Hg. Okay, and the FP, freezing point of any substance, inversely proportional to the atmospheric pressure. On increasing the atmospheric pressure, freezing point will be decreases. On decreasing the atmospheric pressure, freezing point will be increases. Means the FP of the water decreases due to the presence of dissolved impurities. When you will dissolve anything in the water, then its FP will be decreases. But whereas the BP on when you will add or the substance in the water, then the BP will be increases but FP will be decreases. Clear everyone? Get on the next point. Specific latent heat of vaporization. Latent heat of vaporization. There are two types of the latent heat. One is the latent heat of vaporization and the latent heat of fusion. What is the specific latent heat of vaporization? It is the amount of heat. It is the amount of heat required to change 1 gram of water into the 1 gram of steam at 100 degree Celsius. वो अमाउंट जो रिक्वायर पड़ती है किसके लिए? आपको चेंज करने के लिए 1 ग्राम ऑफ वाटर को कन्वर्ट करने के लिए किसमें 1 ग्राम ऑफ स्टीम में कन्वर्ट करने के लिए जो अमाउंट की एनर्जी रिक्वायर्ड पड़ती है, दैट इज कॉल्ड व्हाट? स्पेसिफिक हीट ऑफ वेपराइजेशन एट अ विच टेम्परेचर 100 डिग्री सेल्सियस. एंड द स्पेसिफिक लेटेंट हीट ऑफ वेपराइजेशन ऑफ वाटर इज अ 20 to 60 joule gram inverse or the 540 calorie gram inverse. Clear everyone? Yes. Get on the next topic. Specific latent heat of fusion. One is the specific latent heat of vaporization and second is a specific latent heat of fusion. It is the amount of heat liberated by 1 gram of water to the form 1 gram of ice. It is a what? 1 gram of the water converted into the 1 gram of steam. इसमें क्या करते थे आप? कन्वर्ट करते थे 1 gram of water को कन्वर्ट करते थे हम 1 gram steam में. But in the latent heat of fusion में क्या करते हैं? 1 gram of water converted into the from the 1 gram of ice at a 0 degree Celsius. The specific latent heat of the fusion of water is the 336 gram inverse or the 80 calorie gram inverse. Clear everyone? Latent of vaporization means the conversion of the change of the 1 gram of water into the 1 gram of steam at 100 degrees Celsius. But the latent heat of fusion means the conversion of the 1 gram of water into the 1 gram of ice at a 0 degree Celsius. Clear? Get on the next topic. Clear everyone? Yes. Next topic is your solution. Okay, and so please revise this topic we will discuss in the next one. Okay, and I will send all the notes in your WhatsApp group. Okay, so please note the in the notes copy. Okay, and next time we will discuss the solution. Okay, I hope you understand all the things about the water. Okay, and the continuously I will take your the class. Okay, all the best, goodbye.